Welcome to the channel, amigos. Today, we're strapping on our metaphorical snowshoes and trekking through the Great White North. That's Canada for those of you who flunked geography. Looking at you, Americans. We're talking majestic mountains, lakes that could swallow a small country, and cities so hip they make Brooklyn look like a retirement home. We're about to unveil the top 10 places you absolutely have to visit in Canada. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get maple syrup sticky sweet up in here. Welcome to our channel. Today we're taking you on an exciting journey through the top 10 must-visit places in Canada. Get ready to explore the best travel and cultural spots this beautiful country has to offer. First up, we're teleporting ourselves to Banff National Park, a place so ridiculously beautiful it makes even the most jaded travel blogger weep with joy. Picture this. Turquoise lakes that look photoshopped, mountains that pierce the heavens, and more pine trees than you can shake a hockey stick at. Speaking of shaking things, adrenaline junkies, listen up! Banff is basically an all-you-can-adventure buffet. Hiking, biking, skiing, snowboarding, whitewater rafting, you name it, they got it. And if you're more of the I'd rather watch a documentary about nature than actually experience it type, no judgment here. Hop on the Banff gondola for panoramic views that'll make your jaw drop faster than a moose in an avalanche. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the local wildlife. We're talking majestic elk, fluffy mountain goats, and if you're lucky, or unlucky, depending on your stance on personal space, maybe even a grizzly bear. Just remember, folks, admire them from a safe distance, unless you're into that whole becoming a viral news story thing. And when you're done exploring for the day, treat yourself to some delicious grub and craft brews in the charming town of Banff. It's the perfect way to end a day in paradise, eh? Next up, we're heading to a place that needs no introduction, Niagara Falls. You know that giant wall of water that straddles the border between Canada and the US? Yeah, that one. Get ready for a sensory overload, folks. The roar of the water, the mist in your face, the sheer power of nature on display. It's an experience that'll stay with you long after you've dried off. And speaking of getting wet, you have to take a boat tour that gets you up close and personal with the falls. Trust me, it's worth the price of admission just to see the look on your face in the souvenir shop photo. But Niagara Falls isn't just about the falls themselves. Shocking, I know. The surrounding area is packed with attractions, from casinos and water parks to wineries and charming towns. Hold on to your toques, because we're about to time travel back to the 17th century in Quebec City, the only walled city north of Mexico. Walking through the cobblestone streets of old Quebec is like stepping into a European fairy tale, minus the jet lag. Be sure to wander through the Quartier Petit Champlain, a charming neighborhood packed with boutiques, art galleries, and cafes. And if you're feeling brave, try ordering a poutine from a local vendor. Just be prepared for a heart attack in a bowl. A delicious, delicious heart attack. No trip to Quebec City is complete without a visit to the iconic Fairmont-le-Château Frontenac. This grand dame of a hotel has been overlooking the St. Lawrence River since 1893, and it's just as opulent and impressive as you'd imagine. Even if you can't afford to spend the night, pop in for a drink at the bar and pretend you're a wealthy socialite from a bygone era. Vancouver, where the mountains meet the Pacific, and your matcha latte. Next stop, Vancouver. This West Coast gem has it all: stunning natural beauty, a buzzing city vibe, and more yoga pants per capita than anywhere else on Earth. Seriously, they're practically the official uniform here. Start your Vancouver adventure with a stroll through Stanley Park, a lush oasis right in the heart of the city. Then, hop on a ferry to Granville Island, a bustling public market where you can find everything from fresh seafood and local produce to handcrafted jewelry and First Nations art. And if you're a fan of craft breweries, and let's be real, who isn't, Vancouver is your happy place. With over 200 breweries in British Columbia, you're never far from a cold one. Just try not to sample them all in one day, okay? Your liver will thank me later. Toronto, the city that never sleeps, unless it's a statutory holiday. Get ready to paint the town red and every other colour of the rainbow in Toronto, Canada's largest city and a melting pot of cultures, cuisines and experiences. First things first, you can't visit Toronto without taking a selfie with the CN Tower. This iconic landmark dominates the skyline, and the views from the top are pretty darn impressive, if you're not afraid of heights, that is. Once you've had your fill of vertigo-inducing views, dive into Toronto's diverse neighbourhoods. From the hipster haven of Kensington Market, to the Little Italy on College Street, to the historic Distillery District, there's something for everyone in this city. And if you're a sports fan, catch a game at the Scotiabank Arena, home of the Toronto Raptors, or Rogers Centre, home of the Toronto Blue Jays. Just be prepared to belt out "O Canada" at the top of your lungs. It's the Canadian thing to do. Montreal, c'est magnifique. Bonjour from Montreal, the city that will steal your heart and your stomach in the best way possible. This bilingual beauty seamlessly blends French and English cultures, resulting in a unique charm that's impossible to resist. Start your Montreal adventure by wandering through Old Montreal, with its cobblestone streets, historic architecture and charming boutiques. Then, head up to Mount Royal for panoramic views of the city. If you're feeling energetic, hike to the top. If not, there's always the bus. No judgment here. And no trip to Montreal is complete without indulging in the local cuisine. From poutine, of course, to smoked meat sandwiches, to bagels, to croissants, prepare to eat your weight in deliciousness. Just be sure to pack your stretchy pants. Calling all kindred spirits. We're off to Prince Edward Island, a storybook island province known for its red sand beaches, rolling green hills, and of course, Anne of Green Gables. If you're a fan of the books, or even just appreciate a good dose of nostalgia, a visit to Green Gables National Park is a must. Explore the house that inspired the beloved series, walk through the haunted wood, and imagine yourself as Anne Shirley, minus the red hair dye incident, hopefully. But PEI is more than just Anne of Green Gables. This island province is also a seafood lover's paradise. Be sure to sample the local oysters, mussels, and lobster. They're some of the freshest and most delicious you'll ever taste. Jasper National Park, where the wildlife roams free and you might spot a moose. Get ready for another dose of natural splendor as we head to Jasper National Park, Banff's wilder, less crowded cousin. Jasper is a place where you can truly escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and reconnect with nature. Hike through breathtaking valleys, marvel at glaciers that sparkle like diamonds, and keep your eyes peeled for wildlife. We're talking elk, bighorn sheep, mountain goats, and yes, even the elusive moose. Just remember, folks, admire them from a safe distance. We don't want any repeat performances of the Banff Bear incident. And after a long day of exploring, relax in the town of Jasper, a charming mountain village with cozy cafes, restaurants, and shops. Ottawa, where history meets poutine and Parliament. Next up, we're heading to the nation's capital, Ottawa. Now I know what you're thinking. Ottawa, isn't that just a bunch of politicians in suits? And while it's true that Ottawa is home to Canada's Parliament buildings, which are actually quite impressive, there's much more to this city than meets the eye. Start your Ottawa adventure by exploring the Byward Market, a bustling public market where you can find everything from fresh produce and local crafts to buskers and street performers. Then take a stroll along the Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that transforms into the world's largest skating rink in the winter. And if you're a history buff, be sure to visit the Canadian War Museum, the Canadian Museum of History, and the National Gallery of Canada. They're all worth a visit, even if you're not a history buff. Trust me. Whistler, skiing, snowboarding, and summer fun. Last but not least, we're ending our Canadian adventure in Whistler, a world-renowned ski destination that's just as much fun in the summer. If you're a powder hound, Whistler Blackham is your paradise. With over 8,000 acres of skiable terrain, it's the largest ski resort in North America. But don't worry, non-skiers, Whistler has something for you too. In the summer, the slopes transform into hiking and biking trails, and there's plenty of golfing, fishing, and water sports to keep you entertained. And if you're feeling really adventurous, try ziplining through the forest canopy or bungee jumping off a bridge. Just be sure to bring a change of underwear, and no matter what time of year you visit, be sure to explore Whistler Village. This pedestrian-friendly village is packed with shops, restaurants, and bars, and it's the perfect place to après ski, or après hike, or après bike, or après whatever you're into. Keep exploring, eh? Well, folks, there you have it, the top 10 must-visit places in Canada. And here are more recommended videos for you to check out. So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags, grab your passport, and get ready to experience the Great White North for yourself. You won't regret it. And hey, if you do, at least you'll have a good story to tell, right? Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through Canada. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more travel adventures. See you in the next video.